All right. Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to the International Propeller Club Careers in the Maritime Industry series. Today, we are focusing on insurance. And our recently published January newsletter highlighted several articles on this particular topic, so it is very important within the industry. We are very excited to bring this career series to generate more knowledge and awareness on the career opportunities that are available in maritime. I'd like to thank Tosca Pinder for sharing her insights today into careers and job opportunities in this sector. And now I'd like to thank and introduce Jeremy Smith, our VP of Student Ports, who's working to bring this important series to the IPC. Ladies and gentlemen, Jeremy Smith.
Welcome, everyone. Thank you very much. My name's Dr. Smith here in warmer than probably most of you in Jacksonville, Florida. Today, we have a guest speaker, Tosca Pinder. She has been actually highly engaged in the maritime industry. She's an active member of CMA Alumni Association, Passenger Vessel Association, Women in Shipping and Trading Association, Seattle chapter. And she's also the immediate past president of the Seattle Propeller Club. Throughout her years, the Propeller Club has really helped her engage and get more involved within the communities in the maritime industry, and has really helped her prosper within her career path. She is she started in the maritime industry, graduating from California State University Maritime Academy, and worked in labor relations and shipping companies and terminal operations in the U.S. West Coast. She is currently the vice president of USI Insurance. Her role is to work with businesses across the maritime industry. She's passionate about supporting her clients in a meaningful way and understands the importance of her role plays within the profitability of the maritime industry. So I want to introduce all of you, Tosca Pinder.
Thank you, Jeremy. It's so nice to be here. I've got my start at a Propeller Club myself back in the day when I was at Cal Maritime. So it's great to be here and get to share my experience with you. I do have a presentation. They've asked me to come talk a little bit more about insurance, some job opportunities available in the industry, as well as kind of talk to you guys about my career and some advice that I have as I navigated my career. So all topics I could probably talk hours about, and I get about 25 minutes to do that. So we can just jump right in here. I will get my presentation up. So as I mentioned today, we'll talk a little bit about insurance. What is it and why is it so important? And then I do have a slide on other job opportunities that relate to the insurance field. Really, the goal here is to give you guys an insight into what insurance is and really, scratch the surface of to give you the opportunity to explore more and dive in if this is curious, if this is exciting for you. So I'll talk a little bit more about my career journey, how did I get here, and some advice that I have. So insurance, as Jeremy introduced, I am a vice president at USI Insurance. They are a brokerage firm, which means they are the middleman between the client and the insurance carriers. So our company is the fourth largest independent brokerage firm in the United States. We have about over 10,000 employees across 200 offices nationwide. So we've got a large footprint here in the US. We do a lot of business, but I will get into a little bit more about what insurance is. You can't really talk about insurance unless you talk about risk. That is really the nexus of what I do and what we do in the insurance brokerage world. So risk, what is risk? Risk is defined as the uncertainty arising from the possible occurrence of given events. So what does that mean? What is the likelihood of something bad happening? So I'm going to use an auto example because it's easiest. I think it's relatable to everybody on the call. You've got, you want to go to the grocery store and you've got to drive from your house to the grocery store. What is the possibility that something could go wrong? That is risk. So risk management is a lot of what I get to do on a daily basis. So it's identifying those risks and analyzing what the possibility of loss could be. So when you're driving to the grocery store, what's the possibility you could get into an accident, right? Damage your car, hurt yourself, hurt somebody else's car, hurt somebody else, right? What is the possibility of that loss? And then how do we take steps to minimize those losses and the financial impacts that those risks impose? So, for example, driving to the grocery store, we can wear seatbelts, we can take safety measures, we can drive slower. These are things that we can do and implement risk management in order to reduce our potential for loss. So that's really the basis of where you get to insurance. But there's a lot of ways to manage risk, and insurance is only one of those ways. So I want to take a look at and share with you a couple different ways and techniques that we manage risk. So the first way, the most obvious, is to avoid the risk. If you don't want to worry about getting into a car accident, well, don't drive a car. However, that can be unrealistic because we still need to drive a car. We still need to get to the grocery store. We still need to go to school, whatever that looks like. So we could prevent the risk or reduce the risk. So how do we get to take measures to be able to prevent car accidents from happening or preventing some sort of property damage or bodily injury from happening? How do you reduce the chance of loss? So we talked about driving slower, minding stop signs, not running through red lights. Things like that can help you potentially prevent or reduce the event of a loss. You can retain the risk, and that really means that you understand by driving a car, you're going to get into a car accident or you're going to damage your car somehow. So you can say, I think it's going to cost me $500 a year for vehicle repairs in any capacity for the accidents that I have while driving my car. And you can actually budget and put $500 a year aside so that you will plan financially to cover that risk in the event that it occurs. The last one here is transferring. So you can transfer that risk through either contracts and by having the liability, somebody else take on that liability, or you can transfer it through insurance. So that's where insurance comes into play. So transferring your risk through insurance. We'll dive into that a little bit more, obviously, because that's what I get to do. I get to help businesses identify their exposures and figure out where they need to transfer and where they want to transfer their risk to the insurance industry. So insurance is really a mechanism that allows businesses to take risk. So it's going to financially protect them for unforeseen events. So similar to all of you guys on this call, you all have auto insurance. That is financially protecting you in the event that you get into a car accident for money that you have to pay to others or to fix your own car. One of the biggest takeaways here that I want you to have, and I think it's the biggest one, is that everybody has insurance. We have insurance, commercial businesses have insurance. Insurance plays a really big role in companies with their bottom line and what it costs to do business. So I'm a broker. So you can see here I put, how does it work? You've got the broker sits in the middle. So I get to work with businesses. I personally specialize in businesses working in the maritime industry. So all my clients touch the maritime industry in some capacity. So I work directly with clients. I get to understand what their exposures are. So a shipyard is going to have different exposures to a passenger vessel operator. A naval architect and marine engineer is going to have a different exposure than a yacht club. So it's my job as a broker to know my client, understand what their specific risks are, and be able to walk through what risk management transfer to insurance looks like for them, what kind of policies that they would need to respond to the risk and exposures that they have. So once I understand that, we then go out to the market. We go to the insurance companies and we'll negotiate with different insurance carriers the broadest coverage for the best price for our clients. So one of the things that's really interesting about commercial insurance as opposed to personal insurance is that there are carriers who will only specialize in one type of business or one line of coverage, excuse me. So any business could have anywhere from one insurance policy up to like 20 or 30 policies, depending on the type of risks that they have. So it's my job and our broker's job to go to the different companies and create the insurance program for our clients. So it's a really unique spot to be right in the middle between the client and the insurance company. We work for the clients, so we advocate for the clients and do the best we can for them. We also help with claims. So you have insurance to protect you in the event of a loss or a claim. So when a claim happens, we have members on our team who will actually assist and advocate on behalf of our clients to help them through the claims process. Because the bigger they are, the hairier they are, the more complex they are, we have experts on our team that help our clients get through that process. So that's a very high level of kind of what I do, how the insurance world works, and why insurance is in place. I've got some insurance related professions here that I'll walk through. Again, these are all high level, and if anybody's interested in talking more about what these types of jobs do, you're welcome to reach out to me. Would love to chat more. So an insurance broker, as I mentioned, that's what I do. We represent the clients and we are advisors in risk management. Within the insurance brokerage world, you could be in sales, so that's business development. You go and bring clients back in to the organization. You can also work in service. So once these clients become, or once these accounts become clients, you'll need individuals servicing these clients on a day-to-day basis. So they'll help go through the renewals, process any information, do contract reviews. There's a lot of day-to-day things that our clients need with respects to insurance. So you could be frontline, really deep in working with the clients on a day-to-day basis. We also have claims, like I said, so you could be the support to help a client work through a claim. So we deal with a lot with carriers, insurance companies, and they have individuals at their company called underwriters. So these are the people that I go to and present the risk to. So these underwriters will evaluate a company and the risk exposure, and they will determine if they're going to offer a quote for coverage or not. So like I said, they work for the carrier, and there's also a kind of level of sales and service and claims within that as well. Typically, underwriters specialize in, maybe one type of coverage, or in the marine world, you have marine underwriters. So they look at just underwriting hull and P&I, which is that the property and the liability associated with vessel operators and other marine related coverages that businesses have. I'd be remiss if I didn't include actuaries. Insurance is based on actuarial data. So these individuals are really good with numbers, apply statistics and financial theory to their job, work for an insurance carrier, and really what they're trying to do is get that financial impact, that dollar amount, and do the analysis around claims and help underwriters and carriers better understand the risk that they are partaking in. Very interesting job, but you got to really love data. Risk management. So, like I said, I do a lot of risk management in my own job, but we do have specialists that are risk managers within not just the brokerage side, but carriers will have risk managers, and the clients will also have a risk manager position. Depending how large they are, they typically have one person that will manage the insurance and other types of safety protocols and things like that. So you could work in many different aspects across the industry, but in risk management to really help businesses tighten down on how to save and control costs, protect property, protect life. So that's a very interesting part of it too. And with backgrounds in the maritime industry, which is many of you have going through an academy, they really look to the expertise that you all have to help you do these positions better. These are also really great roles for individuals who are transitioning to a shoreside role from a seagoing career. Lawyers, everybody knows lawyers. They play a large role in all sorts of industries, but specifically here, I wanted to note them because we do work with lawyers a lot when it comes to claims, because depending on the claim and the severity, when a claim escalates, our clients will need legal representation to take the claim through adjudication. So that is always, I work with a lot of marine attorneys, and it is a very interesting career path to go as well. The last one I put on here was marine surveyors. So again, I think this is another great career path for someone transitioning from a seagoing to a shoreside career, but they will inspect marine equipment. We work with them a lot in getting condition and valuation surveys. So they will value the vessels that our clients have in their fleet, and that's an important metric for how they procure insurance, is the value of the actual equipment that they're insuring. They will also be, one of the first people on scene when a claim happens to evaluate the damage and help the insurance carrier determine what the cause of loss is, because that is how the insurance is going to respond. So that was my, like I said, high level overview of insurance. I hope you found that informative. And if any of that sounds exciting to you, the last slide is going to have my contact information, and you can feel free to reach out to me if you want to talk more, if you'd like me to connect you with someone in one of those professions so you can learn more about those jobs. So I'll transition into kind of talking a little bit about how did I get here in front of you guys in my journey, and some advice that to live by. So this is my alma mater, Cal Maritime, beautiful campus, beautiful time in my life. I don't know about you guys, but I didn't have anybody I knew in the maritime industry. I really just fell into it and ended up going to Cal Maritime on a whim. My parents weren't really excited about it, but my dad was at coffee one day with a friend and complaining a little bit about my career choice, and his friend was like, "Mike, what are you talking about? The maritime industry, it's such a good industry." He's like, "I worked in the industry." He's like, "I've made a wonderful career in life for myself. Like, this is the best thing that could have ever happened to her." And so my dad was like, "Whoa, I need to connect you guys." So I went to coffee the next time with them, and